The number of billionaires grew by 13.4% in 2020, making the pandemic a windfall to billionaire wealth.
Here's a summary of the article.
Viewed in aggregate, the global pandemic delivered a windfall to billionaire wealth, boosted by the flood of monetary stimulus and swelling profits in key sectors that coined a new wave of younger, self-made billionaires, the report said. Not all billionaire wealth was created equal, with those who find their fortunes in pandemic-stricken industries like travel and entertainment not benefiting as much as those in sectors like technology. In the U.S. alone, poverty ticked up by 1% from 2019 to 2020, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, and median household income dropped by 2.9%. North America cemented its status as the world's leading billionaire region in 2020, with the Three Comma Club there growing by 17.5% from the year prior. One prominent critic of the monumental wealth gains by billionaires has emerged: President Joe Biden. Billionaires have seen their wealth go up by $1.8 trillion, Biden said in a recent speech, referencing a report from the left-leaning Americans for Tax Fairness and the Institute for Policy Studies tracking gains by American billionaires. A wealth tax has consistently been floated as one way to address pandemic inequity and bolster economies. A report from Oxfam, the Fight Inequality Alliance, and the left-leaning Institute for Policy Studies and Patriotic Millionaires found that a one-time 99% wealth tax on the world's billionaires could raise more than enough to vaccinate the world.
This post received a score of 55,000, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Lockdowns have helped corporations swallow up market share from small businesses closing. Made companies like Uber, DoorDash, and Amazon tons of money. Not to mention all the mom-and-pop landlords that went under because of going 2 years without being paid. Great news for companies like BlackRock. Goodbye affordable rentals that don't require a perfect background.
Also, if you have the spare money to invest in March, April 2020 when their markets were low, you have huge returns basically across the board since then. I was not one these people.
I tried to time the dip, but the market rebounded a lot quicker than I anticipated.
Oh boy, do I have some good news for you. Stocks went on sale today. Terrific. They are now at the value of Check's calendar mid-July's price.
Lol, glad someone pays attention. This isn't a drop or even a correction, it's a small fear-based swing. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Evergrande will ever be in the condition to pay its debt.
No shit. Small businesses were closed while giant corporations were allowed to stay open, so all the money went to them.
Also, inflation disproportionately increases the nominal wealth of people who have most of their money in non-cash-based investments, i.e. billionaires and hedge funds. It's called disaster capitalism. You should read The Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein. Essentially, when the economy is doing well, everyone benefits. And when the economy fails, the poor are harmed, including middle-class small business owners, for the profits of the wealthy. Essentially, capitalism is set up so the wealthy never lose. And every single economic downturn only cements more and more of their ownership and control of the economy.
I'd only modify that to say set up so owners never lose. Consequently, it's imperative that each human begin buying stocks as soon as they earn their very first dollar. Doing so became even more urgent when the pandemic hit and governments began printing money, ensuring the rise of nominal asset values for owners.
You'll also notice that it is very difficult for poor and middle class to own much. Private equity is restricted to only accredited investors and there is a whole slew of regulatory roadblocks. So if you are not already rich, you have very limited options, most of which are essentially buying things with limited upside from wealthy people who used their privileged position to get in earlier and are now cashing out.
Indeed, the IPO market is the sucker's market of last resort once the peer world has gotten all it can. Dump those overvalued companies off on the Fidelities of the world and the pension fund managers who have to buy something because they have so much money to keep deployed. Any American who spends on food other than bread and water before owning an index fund does not yet understand just how tilted our system is in favor of the owners. If your shelter is not currently literally on fire, your highest priority is to own equities.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.